Hello, everybody. Rob Cootie here, the MLM Solution. Happy Wednesday, Hump Day. That is going to be the 21st, believe it or not, of July 21st. Who would have believed it? That we're the 21st day already. Gosh, it seems like it's just July 4th. Boy, how time flies. All right. With that being said, enough of that mumbo jumbo. Guys, we have a good show today, as always, right? Podcast number 220. Company expansion plans. Anytime you hear the word expansion, big money signs or dollar bill signs should come up in your head. Why? Because you have a chance to make an incredible income if you know what to do and you know how to do it during that expansion process. You're going to learn how to do that. You're going to learn what to say, what to do on today's episode. So don't miss it. As you know, we start at 11 a.m. As you can see in the ticker, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always, on our Facebook page on the YouTube channel. We ask that you help us with the algorithm by simply sharing our hashtag, which is what? Hashtag the MLM Solution. Now, it's again, hashtag the MLM Solution. And please share our website with our fellow network marketers as well, themlmsolution.net. All right, guys, with that being said, once again, topic for today, podcast number 220, company expansion plans equals big money. Don't miss today's episode. Find out why and how you can make that happen for you. All right, see you.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie and Marie Cannon.
Hello there, Miss Marie.
What are you doing? Wait, let me guess. Your future's so bright you had to wear shades.
She took it away. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Sorry.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
For all you on the podcast, I'm wearing a set of sunglasses because we're as a channel, we are growing and we are experiencing some great things. And so the future is bright for us. So I thought I'd wear some shades to signify what is happening in our podcast and other areas of our website and platform. So Miss Marie knew it. I mean, the moment she saw it, I had it muted where she couldn't see it. And she still got it. Man, I can't tell her. All right. I'm surprised Miss Marie. She's usually the one that's this trickster in this group.
Well, yeah, exactly. I was just going to say, you have to realize the level of smartassery between us. It's pretty equivalent, I think. So
It is. I agree. All right. With that being said, before we get too off topic, as we talked about live events coming up soon, we really wanted to make that happen this year, but we don't think that's going to happen. But the great thing is that venues are opening up across the country that make it a realistic possibility we can do live events, get everybody together, and that's awesome. Miss Marie and I have been chomping at the bit to make this happen. Guys, you will not believe what you're going to learn at these live events. It is going to be power packed. I'm going to tell you something. You're going to get more than what you pay for. And on top of that, you're going to walk away totally understanding exactly how this business works, what you need to do to be successful in this business model, and you can know what time frame you should expect results, spectacular results, not just results. We're going to teach you all that and so much more. And it is going to be a packed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, guys. I'm not talking about you get everything jammed down your throat Friday and Saturday. I'm talking Sunday's going to be as full as Friday and Saturday, okay? So it is going to be, it's a lot of information, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to walk away with your head spinning, but once you get home and it clears out, and we're going to be able to do some special things for all of those who do attend our live events. We'll talk about that in greater detail down the road. But the bottom line is, guys, you are going to have a clear understanding of exactly how success works in this business model and what steps you need to take and what to expect from those steps. You cannot ask for much more than that. You're going to be empowered. And you're going to be not just excited, Okay, it's one thing to be excited and walk away and not know what to do. You're going to know exactly what to do. So, isn't that right, Miss Marie? No doubt about it.
Yep. I'm excited. I can't wait. And for those of you who may be on the podcast, can't see the website you want to go to, you want to visit themlmsolution.net/events. That's themlmsolution.net/events.
That's right.
Take you less than 2 minutes to register there. Go do it.
That's right. And on top of that, guys, here's the thing. When you fill out the form there, first 100 people, we're going to get something very special. We are not going to reveal it. But here's the thing. I'm telling you, the first 100 people are going to be totally blown away by what they get. Hurry, get on there now. This is a notification list. That's all it is. When you fill out the form, it's not a sales shenanigan going on here. We don't do that to you. You're doing nothing more than getting a spot on that list. The first 100 people, remember that. That's all I'm going to say. All right, that leads us to the 5 simple steps. Step-by-step guideline on exactly how this business works. Guys, this is the basic fundamental principles of the business building process itself. You can see the 5 simple steps are listed right there. Step 1 through 5. Each one of them are labeled with what each step requires you to do. Guys, we talk about it all the time. We've done episodes on this. The 5 simple steps business building system is by far the simplest, most straightforward, most basic business building system you'll ever run into. But it's also, more importantly, the most productive and most powerful and the most empowering. I dare you to find anything else that is as comprehensive and easy to do as this one. I don't think there's one out there. If there is, I'd like to see it. All you have to do is go to, there it is, 5simplesteps.net. Go there right now, 5simplesteps.net. Lifetime membership, 30-day money-back guarantee. You cannot beat this system. All right, Miss Marie, we got that out of the way. That's our promos. We're obligated to do that, so we get that out of the way in the beginning, right?
Yep.
So we can get down to business. All right. With that being said, we have an important subject today. Let's put it back up on the ticker, if we may, and there it is, number 220. Just a few episodes away from 300. We'll be there in no time. Company expansion plans. What does that mean to you? Why is it so important? Companies expand all the time. Well, they do. But here's the thing. In network marketing, you get to participate in a big way. Okay? If you're working for a company and it expands, let's say you're working for Ford and they expand into a country they've never been a part of. Let's say Antarctica. They're going to have dealerships in Antarctica, okay? Now, that's not going to happen, but you get my point. It's a market that's never been opened before. And let's say they have a lot of sales down there. They sell a sales market. They do $1 billion in their first month down there, okay, which is not going to happen, but you get my point. Okay, we're using this example. You're an employee. Well, guess what? You may get a small raise, but you ain't getting $1 billion. Guess who's getting $1 billion? Ford, right? But if you're with a network marketing company goes in, all right, and they do $1 billion in the first month, guess who gets to participate in that in a big way? Not just a small way, like a hourly raise if you're an employee. No. Oh, we're talking about big money. Talking about unbelievable participation. Guys, you in a network marketing company have the ability, when a company expands into a new market, to create an unbelievable growth curve in your business. And Miss Marie, if you join a new company, one of the greatest parts of that, because you and I rarely talk on this, and we need to do an episode on that, the different growth waves of a new company. Because guys, companies experience different waves. They have a rollout process. They say, okay, we're going to go into the Asian countries first because they're the most profitable. And after that, we're going to go into the Netherlands, and we're going to go into Ireland, and then we're going to go into Scotland. Okay, countries that are proven network marketer lovers, but they're not as profitable and prolific as the Asian countries, but they're still great countries, and we're going to roll out there, and then we're going to go to Israel, and we're going to go, okay, and they have this rollout process, and they try to hit the most profitable ones first, okay, and sometimes they try to even it out, but for the most part, you get my point. And guess what? Each time they go through that phase, because they have different phases, every time they do that, guess what? It is an unbelievable income opportunity. It's like getting a raise. And I'm not talking a measly raise. I'm talking like it could be $100,000 a month or more. It could be $50,000 a month or more. It could be $20,000 a month or more. Who wouldn't love a raise like that? The only limit is just your ability to get into those countries during the pre-launch process, which we talked about before, right, Miss Marie? Mm-hmm. We're not going to do that. We're going to do an episode here, don't miss it, next week on the pre-launch message that you want to carry when a company goes into a new country, okay? Or when a company adds a new product, does a pre-launch for a product, right, Miss Marie? Talking about the messaging. We already did it last week on going into a new country. So if you want to learn that, just please do pre-launch, use the term pre-launch in your search, and you will find those episodes. So with that being said, guys, company expansion plans. You really don't care about the company's plans. In other words, the dates per se, in that when you join a company, what you're doing when you join a new company, you're just excited to be a part of a new company because it's going through a growth curve. If it's doing nothing more than existing in Mexico, United States, Canada, you should be excited. Okay, you're not going to make great money, but you're going to make very, very good money. There may be one or two people that will make great money in that process because it's such a small market, right, Ms. Marie? Because the numbers are not working in their favor. You say, why is that, Rob? Because those three countries are not necessarily really over-the-top strong network marketing countries, okay? The Asian countries far outperform the United States or the North American countries, okay? So the point is that there's a limited income potential there, but that's okay. Because what you're doing during this process, right, Ms. Marie, is that you're looking while you're building in North America for people, because if Ms. Marie knows that this company's going to go into a Thailand or Singapore or whatever, Ms. Marie's going to do what during her prospecting, her 90-day mini blast in North America? She's going to look for people that have connections in the Asian countries, right, Ms. Marie?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really kind of gearing up in your area of comfort because, of course, again, we're talking a little bit U.S. centric. We're most comfortable talking with people from the U.S., from Canada. You can kind of have the opportunity to hone your skills, get that music to the ears message down, and be prepared for the opportunity in the other countries.
Right. So, excuse me. So the thing is, guys, is that you have different waves. You have the North American phase first. You're laying a foundation. During that foundation, knowing that the company is going to go into other countries like Israel, Asia, all that, what are you doing? You're hoping and you're praying and you're focusing and you're sponsoring people and you tell your new people that you sponsor, even if they're here from the United States, you say, look, if you know anybody in Asia, if you know anybody in Israel, if you know anybody that's from that country that's living here in the U.S. right now, well, let's talk to them. Why do you do that, Ms. Marine? Because you're setting up what? Future expansion of your own business into the company's future fertile growing grounds, okay? And so what you want to do is that you want to set that precedence from the very beginning when you're building your business in the 90-day mini blast, because you know what's coming down the road. So you have phase one, which is North America. Phase two could be Asia. Guys, you're going to get a raise in your income. Let's say your income in North America is $3,000 or $4,000 a month, okay, which is very realistic, probably more. It could be up to $10,000 a month, but there again, there's a lot of dynamics and variables. I'm not going to get into that. But let's just say $3,000 or $4,000. That's realistic, okay? But you get into Asian countries, now you can boost that $3,000 or $4,000 up to $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 a month. You go into Israel, now you can take it up to $20,000 a month, okay? And here's the thing. Once that happens, it's the 5 simple steps business building system that takes over. It's the threshold of profitability that takes over, right, Ms. Marie? The scale of ambition, the numbers start to take over, okay? Because people are assembling wonderful teams. You may never have to worry about being in every country. If this company goes into 83 countries, you may only be in 65 and be a multi-millionaire. And be like, screw the other ones, I don't care, because you're making so much money now, right? The goal is not to be in every country. Your goal is to be as profitable and proficient and efficient as possible, right, Ms. Marie? With the 5 simple steps.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing what? By sponsoring the right people, which starts with the scale of ambition, 5 and above, but also sponsoring people that have connections of what? The most profitable countries they're going to expand into, right, Ms. Marie? And it's a different phase. And in order to get to 83 countries, guys, they could have 6, 7, 8 different growth phases that would take them 3 to 4 or 5 years to get into those 83 countries. Right, Ms. Marie? It's a process. It is not an overnight thing.
Well, exactly. And some countries are easier to get into than others.
Yes.
Some they may announce, they may, experience hiccups in terms of product ingredients,
Right.
or some sort of import-export tariff that's going on by the government that, the company has absolutely no control of. So sometimes the timeline they announce may get, extended a little bit farther than expected. So you have to be prepared to be flexible as well.
Yep, ball bearing hips.
Yep.
So, but the thing is, guys, look at the company's expansion plans as they raise and pay each and every time. And I mean each and every country, not a group of countries. If you say, well, they're going into 4 different Asian countries at one time, it means I'm going to get one bump. No, I'll tell you from personal experience, that's not how that happens. No, you get boom, boom, because guess what? Thailand can be bigger than Singapore, okay? Vietnam can be bigger than Singapore, all right? Each one is unique unto itself. You cannot group them together. And you have to build as aggressively as you can and try to outdo each and every one of them. Because if you don't, you're going to leave money on the table. You get one chance, right, Miss Marie? One chance, okay? And more times than not, guys, companies are going to give you a pre-launch scenario in a company's expansion plans, okay? And we've been using that word a lot lately because, number one, it's a part of the process. Number two, it is a great money-making and business-building opportunity. I'm going to tell you the dream scenario for me is to be a part of a new company that is in pre-launch mode. Because not only do I get to participate in the pre-launch before the company officially opens its doors, but then I get to participate in the pre-launch of new countries. Because they're going to let you know, hey, in May of next year, we're going into 4 countries, and here they are. You can start building there now, but you can only do starter kits. You can only get an ID card. Good with me. I'm good with that. Let's rock. Okay. And so not only am I a part of a new company that's going through explosive growth, but now I get to participate in their expansion plans where real money, crazy money is made. I'm excited about that, and I'm rocking it. Okay. And then they come out and after May's launch of those 4 countries, they come out and say, okay, guess what? In August of 2022, we're going to go into these other 6 countries. And guess what? Ding, I'm excited again. It's a pre-launch scenario all over again. And what am I doing? I'm raising my pay. I'm giving myself a raise, a huge raise. And I'm learning each and every time during a pre-launch how to get better at that pre-launch, more efficient, more effective. And so my second pre-launch could be even bigger than my first one. And guys, I can maximize that thing like crazy. So what am I going to tell my people in Asia? Hey, if you know anybody in this country, these other 6 countries, let's do it. Okay. And I'm going to tell you something. If you put out the right message and you say, guys, this is a raise, this is a huge opportunity for you. Pursue people that have connections in these 6 countries and let's rock it. Let's make money for you guys. Man, they're going to do it. They're going to see the money, and that's what they're after. People love making money, and they're going to go after it, and they're going to find a way to get connections in those countries. Right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm. Well, you'd be surprised how creative people can be when those types of opportunities present themselves. And they understand how large the opportunity really is.
There it is, right there. And here's the thing, guys. People, look, here's the thing. People, it's easier to find people in those 6 new countries through the people you already have in your organization than it is to sponsor new people. And you say, well, why is that, Rob? Because new people coming in have to go through this learning curve. Is Rob a liar? Is Rob telling the truth? Is this really legit or is this a scam? You know what? Is this? Very few of those people come in. They have questions. They have uncertainties. I get that. Guess what? The people that I'm already working with are like, I know what? Rob's a stand-up guy. He's told the truth. Everything he said has happened. And you know what? We're going to rock this thing. Let's get after it. It's easier to work with the people you already have than it is to go out and sponsor new people in those 6 new countries. So what should be the first thing you do? Guess what? Ask the people you already have in your organization. Why? Because it's easier. It's time saving, right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you want to be what? An efficient, effective business building machine. all right, an efficient business building machine, because you want to get ahead of everybody else. It is a huge payday. Guys, this is how you become a legend, a business building legend. This is how you get in a legacy position, okay? It's by doing simple little things like this, being efficient, being proficient, being effective, having productive measures that produce results sooner rather than later, and making it as simple and as easy as possible for everybody involved. Right, Miss Marie?
Yep. I can't say it any better myself. I love the way you cover this, because with the depth of experience you have and the number of companies you've been with, just the golden nuggets that you're sharing here are incredible.
Well, thank you. I feel the same way. I try not to say it too much, and I try not to gloat. For all you on the podcast, I just had a big smile. But anyway, no, I thank you very much. It's very flattering. But as you can tell, you and I have a passion for this industry. You can tell by the way I talk and the way I present the information that I love sharing this. I want people to be successful. You want people to be successful. It's the reason why we're doing what we're doing. And we are sharing those golden nuggets to help them do that. The amount of golden nuggets that we share in our podcast with Ms. Marie is numerous and over the top empowering. I mean, you can't get the information and the nuggets any other way from anyone else on the level that we present. And I truly believe from both sides, not just me, from both sides. And you summarize things so well. Sometimes I struggle so hard at getting it out, and you're like, scoot over.
Rob is like reading the full novel. I'm like the Cliff Notes.
There you go. There it is right there. That's well said. I agree. See, once again, upstaged by the pro. All right. So, and that's the reason why I talk so fast, because I'm trying to get as much in as I can. So anyway, that's how the company expansion plans work, and that's how, as a professional business builder, you do it, guys. You want to be as proficient and effective as you can in the shortest time possible, because not only are you doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for your downline, because they're going to see what you're doing. They're going to say, Rob, why are you doing it that way? And you're going to say, because, and they're going to say, oh, I get it. I understand now. Okay. And so they're going to do the same thing. And it's not that I turned my nose at my new people. I'm going to sponsor new people. Okay. And I'm going to try and get in those countries with new people, especially if I can get a list. Miss Marie, if I can get a list of proven network marketers in that country, I will buy that list before I get in there. It'll cost me $400 or $500, maybe more, but it could be golden. If I got one name off of that joins me, I'm good with that. Okay. If it has 1,000 names, guess what I want to be doing? I want to be contacting 1,000 people, not only via email, but if I can, by text and phone calls. I'm going to do all three. Well, why would you do that? Because I'm a professional business builder. I realize that this is a communication business, and I have to do whatever I can to communicate to those people. Okay. And you know how texts are, they get spams too, right, Miss Marie? So they might blow me off. The only way to legitimately make things happen is a person-to-person contact, which means a Zoom or a phone call. I mean, that's all there is. But I'm going to try text, and I'm going to try email. Okay. I doubt if they work, but I'll at least try them. Okay. Because I'm going to do everything that I can to contact people that have prior network marketing experience in those 6 countries. But I'm also going to depend on the people in the 4 Asian countries I got into. I'm going to tell them, guys, let's all work together. It's easier to work with people you already have than it is to sponsor new people. Let's all work together and see if we can find somebody that we already know that's in those countries. If not, we need to aggressively go after new people. Okay. And that is something that I would share on a Zoom call about expanding into these new 6 countries, right, Miss Marie? Mm-hmm. So that would be the approach. And then the company says, okay, now we're going to go into these other 3 countries in December of 2022. And you're like, my gosh, this is driving me crazy. Where am I going to find the time? I'm already busy in all these, but what am I going to do? This 4 Asian countries and the 6 countries I went into, I'm going to get them all together and say, guys, if you know anybody in these 3 countries, we need to work with the people we already have in our organization that has contracts in these 3 countries. Let's all work together and let's make it happen. Because guess what? Friends are going to talk to friends, and friends are going to listen to friends, and that gives us an end that otherwise we wouldn't have. With a new person, you have to establish trust, and you have to establish a bond, and then there's a learning curve. As you can tell, that goes from this to that. With the people already having an organization, it stays this and maybe goes up a little bit. That's the reason why I want to do what? work with my people I already have in my Asian countries and my 6 other countries as we go into the 3 countries. Okay? That is how your income goes from that to that to that to that. And then I can't go any bigger. So if you notice, I'm using my arm a lot better. See?
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, you want to be in a position to where as the company expands, you're getting a huge raise, not just a raise, a huge raise each and every time. That way your income, remember, Ms. Marie, we're talking about how your income can go up each and every month. We make it sound like sometimes it's only North America. We never expand on the fact that the company, a new company is growing, and you join a new company and you catch it after it opens its doors, and then it goes, it's going like this, and you need to be a part of that process. We never talk about the fact that they're going into other countries. We just, people just kind of assume that we're talking about the United States, and that's not true. If you're doing a 90-day mini blast and you join a company that's 6 months old, they've got expansion plans, okay? And you got to be ready. When we're saying doing a 90-day mini blast, sponsor 60 people in 90 days, that's not necessarily in the United States, okay? I guess we ought to do an episode on that too, Ms. Marie, the type of people you need to sponsor, because we never clarified that those 60 people need to be as broad and diversified as possible. It's not just the North American countries, okay? You want to sponsor people. If I run into somebody and I see they're Asian, I'm going to say, hey, where are you from? Now that might seem a little rude, but I wouldn't ask them that up front, but you get my point. I'm going to get around to that. Why? Do you have contacts in so-and-so? Yes. Why? Because with the network marketing companies getting ready to go into those countries. Would you be interested in talking? Yes, I would. Because they love network marketing, okay? So even though I live in North America, if I run into an Asian person that looks sharp, I'm going to say, hey, got a minute to talk? Because guess what? I'm not going to sponsor just North American people, okay? Canadians, Americans, and people from Mexico, okay? Why? Because I've had future plans, which means what? That I know the country's going into these this company's going into these Asian countries. So I'm going to sponsor as many Asian people as I can, or as many North American people that have Asian connections, right, Miss Marie?
Yep, that's one of the ways to do it, right? You don't necessarily know people in these different countries. If you're someone that's traveled, perhaps you do. But the best way to access folks in these countries is to go through your network and see who you know who might know someone from that country or with relatives in that country.
That's right.
Leverage your network, hence network marketing.
Your brother or your cousins could be married to an Asian person. And you just be, hey, time out, I need to talk to you. Write down the title, who to sponsor and when.
Okay.
That'll talk about what type of people to sponsor and when. In other words, identifying the type of people you need to sponsor based on the country they're going into and when to sponsor them. That would be a great episode in the future, something that we have not touched on. Yep. And it's not necessarily, guys, that it's short-sighted on our part. It's just that, we try to keep things as simple as possible when we're talking about these subject matters. And we don't want to take a detour off too far to the left or right. We try to keep it as center as possible to some degree. If we do veer off, it's me that veers off. Sometimes I go off the deep end and Marie has to pull me back in. But the thing is that we try to keep it as simple as possible. It's the reason why you hear us bring up these topics while we're doing the show, because you realize, oh my gosh, we have not talked about this. It's something they need to know about. And so that's the reason why we do what we do. We'll stop for a moment and say, hey, write this down, because we realize we have not covered it, right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So with that being said, Miss Marie, I think we've pretty much covered it. There's nothing else to go into. Guys, the company expansion plans are knowing what the company's expansion plans are is essential to your explosive growth, okay? And you got to realize, if you're going to do the steps, the 5 simple steps, guys, you got to maximize that, okay? And Miss Marie, if you will, write this down too, maximizing the 5 simple steps. Because, guys, maximizing the 5 simple steps is knowing the company's future. What are their intentions? What products are they going to bring out in their first year? What countries are they going to go into in the first year? Okay. What else was I going to say? I forgot. It'll come to me in a minute. Anyway, the point is that you want to know as much about that as possible. Why? Because it helps you to set up what? Your business plan, your game plan. Okay, you're doing your 90-day mini blast right now. Okay, that should include the future. We're going to be doing an episode. Miss Marie, did you get my email about building for the future but live for today?
I did.
Okay, the guys that's talking about you're doing your initial 90-day mini blast. If Miss Marie joins a new company that's 6 months old, and she's doing her initial 90-day mini blast, she's doing it with the mindset, I've got to sponsor Asian people, I got to sponsor people from Mexico, I got to sponsor people from Canada, I got to sponsor people from Israel. Here's why. In those 60 people in 90 days, here's why. Because the company's going into those countries, and I got to get a jump on my competitors. Because your peers in this company are your competitors. They are doing the same thing. These professional business builders are sharp. They're savvy. They're doing the exact same thing. They're like, I got to get in there and own Israel. I got to get into it because they know the money that's available, right, Miss Marie? Mm-hmm. And Miss Marie's like, I ain't giving up Israel. I want at least 50%, 60%. I ain't giving it up. Rob may be going into it too, but I'm going to fight him with tooth and nail. I'm going to get as much of Israel as I can, right? So what is Miss Marie going to do? She's going to look for contacts that have people that have contacts in Israel, or sponsor someone that's from there, period, or contact people in Israel. There's a lot of ways to do that. We won't get into that. Same thing with Asian countries, right, Miss Marie? You're trying to get ahead of the curve, and she's working her tail end off. And if that means being up at 3 a.m, she's going to do it because she knows she's paying a short-term price to have a long-term life. She's willing to put in those hours to make those contacts. Okay, she's going to be tired. She's going to be worn out, but she's like, hell, that's fine with me. You know what? I'm only going to do this for a couple of years, and I'm set for life. Right, Miss Marie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so she's willing to put in that work. All right, Miss Marie. All right, guys, to summarize real quick, look, company expansion plans are a big part of your 90-day mini blast plans. Okay, we haven't talked about that in great detail in the past. We've touched on it, but we don't go into great detail about that because we try to do things in sequential order to some degree, and we try not to overwhelm you with too much information in one episode. And this is a continuation of a 90-day mini blast. The plans that go into making that 90-day mini blast work properly, right, Ms. Marie? Guys, it's not complicated. We're not making it complicated. We're just adding a little bit on to the 90-day mini blast. And all it is a diversified mindset on your part doing your initial 90-day mini blast. In other words, sponsor people from all walks of life. Right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm. Variety and diversity. It's the spice of life.
That's right. And it's the buzzwords of today, unfortunately. So, all right, Miss Marie, with that being said, I think we're done. What do you think?
I think I'm looking forward to tomorrow's topic.
Yeah, there it is. Number 221. We're almost there, Miss Marie. 300. Almost there. Not far away. Only 69 more episodes to go.
Oh, my goodness.
Actually, 79. I was wrong. All right, the MLM leverage. What is that? Well, we're going to be talking about that in great detail tomorrow. Join us to find out. You do not want to miss it. As always, we talk about some great content, or we reveal great content for your benefit. All right, guys, with that being said, if you will, once again, give us a thumbs up if you like what you hear, you understand the points we're making, and you can see how those points can help you. When you go to our social media platforms or our website, whatever the case may be, please hit the share, like, or comment on our various social media platforms. As you know, the algorithms love that, and they put our content in front of more and more people, which we love, and it helps us out. I mean, it's the bottom line. We're trying to help you out. Please help us out in return. Also, when you're on our YouTube channel, please subscribe and register for our notifications. You can do that by hitting the bell twice. That way you get notified when we go live and when we upload new content. All right, guys, with that being said, we will see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always, as we stream live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. All right, Miss Marie, with that being said, are you ready to go?
I'm ready. See you tomorrow.
All right, guys, see you tomorrow. Be careful. God bless.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. Download our podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and other podcast platforms. Visit our website at www.themlmsolution.net for additional important information, show details, and past shows. Follow us on Parler, Rumble, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button, or the get notified button while visiting our other social media platforms.